All right, so this week's assignment is to brainstorm how to make a rat's nest like this. No, it's actually to come up with the inner parts or the electronic parts of a safe. So you want to lock something away. We're not going to build the box, but you're going to create the electronics and how you would want to do a series of tasks. One is you have to get an input from the user. You could use the 4x4 buttons like I've got here. So yeah, that uses a bunch of wires and a bunch of inputs. You could use buttons. You could use the joystick control to do certain, up, down, left, right type things. You could use the remote control and the IR sensor. So you've got lots of different ways you could input a value. You could use RFID, but that's just a swipe over it, and then that would submit it. But that, I guess that would be fine too. This board here gives you a series of capacitive touch inputs. So you could make a bunch of bananas. You can plug wires into bananas apparently, and they become capacitive touch. And you can touch the bananas and use that as your inputs. So you could use something like that. But that's the first step, is you have to get an input from the user. I was actually thinking that potentiometer would be a way to get the input from the user, certain positions again, maybe with a button to register an orientation. But then the next step is to display somehow that a value has been entered. So you could use the LCD screen to show the numbers or print text to it. You could use the 8-segment displays, which are actually a little bit screwy and require a bunch of wiring to get kind of working and some weird code. So, but that is an option. Yeah, again, you could just light up an LED every time a value was input, and then you need a way to like submit it. So the 4x4, I was coding off of pound. When you hit the pound symbol, it would it's kind of like hitting enter. You could do something similar with the remote. The joystick has a click button, so when you push down on it, it clicks. Yeah, lots of the other controls. You could use the photoresistor and you could cover it up. And that would be the way to submit it. So the idea here, and then you've got to check it and kind of make something happen that would register that it was now unlocked. You could change colors on LEDs if you wanted to, like the little rainbow cycle that we did. You could, I modified, or I moved the solenoid, not the solenoid, the servo. So what happens is, for me, I coded it to where if I push 1, you can see the 7-segment display shows 1, 2-ish, 3, and then 4. And then when I hit pound, it says correct, and the servo opens. So, and then if you do anything else that's not right, it'll say wrong, and the servo goes back to 0. Start thinking about how you want the user to put in the inputs, how you want to display that they type something in or push a button or entered a number, or just have an LED light up, and then like on the LED strip that they've entered in a certain digit. They don't know what it was, or if they forgot, then that's their fault. I mean, kind of is like the passcode, like right when you're on a computer and you type in your passcode, it turns them into little dots. Then you at least know you entered a character, right? So you could do that if you wanted to. And then some way to submit your number, and then a way to see that you have entered either the correct number or the wrong number. So that is, yeah, that's this week's assignment. Again, just to start brainstorming, what kind of components do you want to start using? I would like you to start writing some code maybe to put some of these things together, but yeah, this is going to be kind of the first week of a multi-week project of working on hooking up multiple components. So have fun. So here's another video of what could be done for the assignment. Again, just to help with just brainstorming what you could do, that kind of thing. We have the 10 LED display here, a potentiometer, and 3 buttons, along with the NeoPixel LEDs to show whether you entered the correct code or not, and also how many numbers you've submitted. So the way that this would work is you would set the potentiometer to turn on the number of LEDs there, and that's the number you're going to submit. So in this case it's 3. I'd push the yellow button, and that lit up the first NeoPixel. And I pick another number, 4, and push that, 5, and 6. So we could go all the way up to 8 numbers, but if I think I've got the right code, then I can push green to submit it. And it turned red, so that is the incorrect code. So I use red to clear it. So then if I know the code, and I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 numbers I've submitted, and I press submit, it turns green. And then, you know, using the servo, you could open and close that also. That'd be pretty easy to do. But yeah, I hope this helps. It's this is all components that we have used in class, right? These are just LEDs, so you just need 220 ohm LEDs to ground on those, and that'll work just fine. Potentiometer we've used. Buttons, I've got 3 here. I don't need the 10K ohm resistors because I have these set in the code to pull up resistors. And you just need 10 wires here, 1 for each one of the LEDs. Make sure to skip the ground pins. I have 3 pins here for the buttons. Again, that's a ground pin, that gap there. And then the NeoPixel strip goes to 5-volt ground and control pin, and then the potentiometer goes to one of the analog in signals or pins. So again, this is really just to demonstrate that you have lots of options. You can do these kinds of things. We'll be going over other options of other components and try to come up with something that you think would be fun or an interesting device to use, and we'll see how to use it. All right,